If we can get everybody to gather around, we'll get started. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the North Cheyenne Cañon Park Muscoco Trail dedication. I know many of you are disappointed that you didn't get a chance to hike, but we were a little questionable with the weather earlier today and thought this might be the better solution. And then if the weather is holding out and you want to take a hike up there, we encourage you to do so. So again, thank you for your flexibility, and thank the media for changing quickly for us today to be down here at the visitor center. So again, my name is Karen Pallas. I'm the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Director for this wonderful city. And I've got some great folks that are here with us today I wanted to recognize. We have the Honorable Mayor, John Suthers. We have our Honorable City Council members. We have Jill Gabler, Councilmember Keith King, and Councilmember Bill Murray. Thank you all for being here. And on our far left, we have Bob Falcone, who is the president of the Friends of Cheyenne Canyon. Sorry, folks, you know who the celebrity is today, don't you? It's very clear. It's always that. There we go. We also have our Chief of Staff, Jeff Green, is here. Thank you, Chief. And I know there's a handful of folks out there from our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Advisory Board and our TOPS Working Committee. So thank you all for being here. Give them a round of applause, too. They work hard for you all. And I want to recognize all the partners that are here. I know we're going to bring them up for some awards a little bit later, but I just wanted to mention them very quickly. Our city partners in support of this project include the Friends of Cheyenne Canyon, and many of them are here. Rocky Mountain Field Institute, I'll get through them all and we'll give them a big round of applause. Bristol Brewing, Pikes Peak Community Foundation, the Edmondson Foundation, and Tony Boone. So please help me thank all of them. And I know there's a handful of folks that gave of their time and talents as well from our volunteers that supported the activity to the incredible Parks and Rec and Cultural Services team that are dotted along here. Please give them a round of applause as well. Thank you, team. Well, this year is a very special year for North Cheyenne Canyon Park. It is the 130th anniversary of the facility and of this beautiful property. And we're going to ask Matt Mayberry, our Cultural Services Manager, to say a few words. And as we've been going through events throughout the year, we've been providing that information and background. So Matt's going to give us a quick history, correct? Yes. All right, come on up, Matt.
Anytime you have an event like this, I think it's important to look back and to understand how we got here with this opening of the Muscoco Trail. 130 years ago, Colorado Springs was wise enough to take a vote in order to purchase Cheyenne Canyon to be the first city park acquired by a vote of the people. And of course, it's a tradition that we've upheld through the TOPS program and many other efforts in this community. And as the first, it's important to remember that. When General William Jackson Palmer founded Colorado Springs in 1871, he did so with the idea that, a very simply stated but ambitious goal, that Colorado Springs should be the finest place in the West to build a home. And in order to do that, he saw the value of investing in the community, investing his own resources, and investing his corporate resources to make a place with great amenities that would be attractive to all people. In 1885, this was a very different place. It was privately held, and there was a toll gate. In order to get into Cheyenne Canyon Park, you had to pay a toll. And the citizens didn't like that idea. And so through the efforts of many people, including elected officials, the Gazette newspaper, and the citizens, they decided to put an item on the ballot to raise the mill levy by 2 points in order to raise the money. A few days before the election happened, on August 18th, 1885, Helen Hunt Jackson passed away, and her name had been long attached to North Cheyenne Canyon Park, a place that she beloved, a place that she wrote about, and a place that she helped envision through her writing for people both here in the Pikes Peak region and throughout the world. And her name became attached to the effort to purchase this property. And on August 18th, the voters supported that effort 89% to 11%. So overwhelming support for the purchase at a cost of $5,000 for the 640 acres that makes up North Cheyenne Canyon. In today's dollars, depending on how you calculate that, that's about $1.3 million in today's money. And I think we can all say that it's well worth that price. During the 130th anniversary, there's a lot of activities going on right here at the Starsmore Discovery Center up at Helen Hunt Falls. There's a bookmark over on the table, which will give you all of those dates. And I hope as you enjoy the trail and enjoy the park, you'll look back and understand what Palmer's vision was for this community and the commitment the community had to preserving the site. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you sharing the history and your incredible knowledge of our community. So thanks. Now on to the project we're all here for. In the spring of 2015, our partners collaborated to complete the trail, which now leads to the highest point in our city's park system, 8,020 feet to Mount Muscoco. The Friends of Cheyenne Canyon led the effort by identifying the project, coordinating the fundraising campaign, and enabled the city to secure contractors to complete the trail. Please welcome Bob Falcone, President of Friends of Cheyenne Canyon, to talk about the project.
Thank you. I don't have much to say about the project other than I'm glad it's over. And only because the trail has been a favorite of mine for a long time, and it was really not a great trail. If you'd been up there before we did this project, it was slippery and slidey and trippy and all kinds of bad stuff. So we identified this as something that we wanted to improve, and we were able to do it. We did a lot of work and a lot of help from a lot of people. Dave Wiedemeyer from the city was a great help and worked with me throughout the whole thing. Toward the end, I told Karen that I think he was more excited about this than I was. I realize that's because now he doesn't have to hear from me 6 times a week. Rocky Mountain Field Institute, their staff was great. All our partners who helped us raise the funds for this were awesome. Bristol Brewing, Pikes Peak Community Foundation, Edmondson Foundation really helped us raise the funds to get this project done. I'm thrilled that it's done. All the feedback we're hearing from everybody is overwhelmingly positive. People have been on there before like it. People who didn't even know the trail existed now get to go up there and try it out and look at the views from up there, which are incredible. Lots of work, about $20,000 in actual dollar amount and about another $14,000 or $15,000 in the equivalent labor cost, which are all volunteer labor. So we're very happy to have it done. I encourage everybody to go out and try it and take a look at it and appreciate what we have here in the park. It's the best park in town, I think. I'm a little biased, but I get to say that. It is probably the best park in town and most definitely the wildest and most diverse park in town. So thank you. Thanks for everybody for coming. Mr. Mayor and City Council, thank you for coming. And I hope everybody has a good time. Thank you.
Bob, thank you. And I know you and David, I'm not sure between the two of you who knows this canyon better and all the little nooks and crannies that are out there. So appreciate that. Bob wasn't kidding when he said the project, he was glad it was over. However, I will tell you this has truly been a labor of love for him. It's something that's been on his mind for a very long time. And being a president of a friends group is, you don't always get to do all the great things that you want to do. There's a lot of folks pulling in different directions. And so this was truly one of those things that I know Bob wanted to be a part of and wanted to lead. And so thank you. And please help me congratulate him again. Thank you. All right. And next I would like to invite Honorable Mayor Southers to share a few words with us. Mayor?
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, thank you all for coming here today to support this wonderful new amenity to this fantastic park, which is celebrating its 130th birthday. Bob, I agree with you. I think North Cheyenne Canyon Park is the prize in the system. And I realize that Garden of the Gods is like the #1 rated park in the world, but you got to understand, when I grew up, this is my backyard. I grew up in a little street at the right below the South Suburban Reservoir called Arroyo Street. And I spent a lot of my youth in North Cheyenne Canyon. In fact, I was confessing to Matt Mayberry a few minutes ago that, and I want you to make sure that all the statute of limitations on what I'm about to tell you has run, okay? But the neighbor kids and I used to come up here in the evenings, and we would hide in the trash cans in front of Helen Hunt Falls. And couples would come up and park their cars, and we would wait an appropriate period of time when it became clear to us that they weren't there to go out and look at the scenery. And then we would jump out of the trash cans and create all kinds of havoc, you know, people trying to put their clothes back on and all that kind of stuff. It was, so, as I say, that was a long time ago, guys. Okay. I want to particularly thank our 3 council members for being here, Councilman Gabler, King, and Murray. Jeff Green, the Chief of Staff, really appreciate all of you coming out today. This is a grand kickoff to our celebration of Parks and Recreation Month. Now, Karen, I appreciate you telling everybody that the reason we're here is strictly because of the weather. But the fact of the matter is we kind of looked at the media corps and we figured, you know, making these guys climb to 8,020 feet, the city just didn't want to be responsible for what might happen, you know, the heart attacks and stuff like that. Because Mount Muscoco is the highest point in our city's park system at 8,020 feet, which is some 800 feet higher than Mount Cutler pinnacle. And we now have a sustainable trail that can bring visitors to that summit thanks to the dedicated efforts of our community partners. And special thanks to Friends of Cheyenne Canyon, Bob Falcone, their leader, for spearheading this effort, raising almost $19,000 to support the construction of this trail, and Karen's pointed out some of the organizations that contributed that. This is 3,500 feet of new trail for citizens of the Pikes Peak region to enjoy. We are, as a city, tremendously lucky to have immensely dedicated and generous partners, as is evidenced by this successful project. So once again, I want to thank all of you who gave their time and their money to the Mount Muscoco Trail. The city truly, and I mean truly, appreciates all of your efforts to improve what is already a fantastic park. And the notion that we can make it even better and continue to have it a legacy for future generations of our citizens is just terrific. And thank you all for contributing to that effort.
Mayor, thank you, and appreciate your support. And I think, Krithika, we might want to work into the communications dialogue with them on the personal stories before. My staff that's out there, I know Bob Hawley and Kathy Railton and Scott Abbott would say that things really haven't changed much, Mayor. Oh. Okay, on to some really important things. What we'd like to do next is I'd like to ask Bob Falcone and Mayor Southers to join us over here. We have some plaques we'd like to present, and we'll take some photos. Krithika, can you slide over this side? And then we're going to get you 3 into some photos with the trail in the back in just a minute. So, okay. Michelle is our official Vanna again. The designated Vanna. All right. We have a special plaque, and actually, let me grab one. When those of you that head up to the trailhead, you'll get to see this. This says Mount Muscoco Trail. It tells you rules of the trail while you're out there, and the project brought to you by Bristol Brewing is first. So Mike, Bristol, you want to come on up?
Amanda, would you like to come up?
Amanda, come on up.
This is our community relations director. She had a lot to do with it.
All right. Come on up. We'll get you. There you go. Bobby, want to come on? Get everybody in there. Okay. Great. Give Bristol Brewing another round of applause. All right. I think the Edmondson Foundation, they weren't able to make it. Okay. Pikes Peak Community Foundation, a representative here? Nope, not yet. Okay. And I know Rumpy's here. Rocky Mountain Field Institute, Jennifer and Joe, you guys want to come on up? Where's Joe? Come on, Joe. Where's your team? There they are.
Here, this is some more people, there's some more folks who are really glad they're done because they don't have to hear from them.
Yeah.
And Mark had to show them how to use the slide.
Can you get in there? Okay.
Okay, ready? Thank you.
Okay, and then I think Tony,
I don't know if Tony was able to.
I don't think Tony Boone made it as well. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I've got everybody. I get them all. And then do you have somebody representing from Friends of Cheyenne Canyon beside yourself that wants to come up?
I have a board member here.
Jerry, come on up. Okay. Hang on. Wait, oh, you want them to? Okay, go ahead, do that, and we have a special one for Bob. Oh, we do? Okay.
Ready? Thank you.
Okay, Bob, I'll take this away from you.
Yes. We freely give and we take things back. There you go. We have a special presentation for Bob Falcone. As you know, he's affectionately called Hiking Bob. So we have a special plaque with his name and his picture on it. As well as one of the new coveted Parks and Recreation Cultural Services shirts. Some little birdie told me you were eyeing these and needed one right away.
I
So.
stole one the other day.
David is our project lead. I'll let you guys be in that one. I get it? Okay. Michelle, are you ready? We're going to stage our photo op that we're actually going to be on a trail. We're going to use 2 hiking poles and a red ribbon, and we're going to stage over here. So if I could have all the elected officials and all of the partners to come and gather behind the red ribbon. Mayor, we're going to give you and Bob the scissors. So we're going to let's head back over this way.